Hello everyone, you're listening to the Eiffel Tower podcast. My name is Oliver G. This is a show about Paris, and often it's about things that you kind of would connect immediately with Paris, things like recent episodes have been fashion and food and tourist traps and that kind of stuff. But this is a very different episode indeed. This is an episode about fishing. My guest is Fred Miessner, who I'm going to introduce properly in a second, but I just want to paint a little bit of a picture and give you some background info first, especially if you're new around here. This is one of the episodes, I call them on-the-go episodes. So you'll hear me out and about in Paris. You'll hear the sound of, as often happens on the show, you hear the sound of a police car going past. Maybe you'll even hear the sound of the river flowing beneath us. You'll hear people walking past. You'll hear me almost trip over a poodle at one point. But that's just to set the scene. We're going to be walking from one edge of the Ile Saint-Louis to the other. In fact, we end on the Ile de la Cité. I'll share more pictures about the map and everything that was happening on social media. But first, a bit of housekeeping. When you hear 2.5 meters in this episode, if you don't know what a meter is, I've done it for you. It's just over 8 feet. And when you hear 100 kilos, that's 220 pounds. There's a bit of a clue for something that might be coming up. There's also a mention of 50 centimeters, which is about 1.5 feet. So there you go, you're welcome. How this episode came about was kind of cool. If you read my book, Paris on Air, you'll know that I used to play a lot of basketball in the Marais. And one of the weird things about playing with these guys is we often talk basketball. We don't talk, not so often, so deeply about what we do in life or, our family, that kind of stuff. So often there's just a player that you got and you don't know much about their story. And that was the case with Fred. He used to play at the same place that I used to play, the secret court in the Marais. The one, not the one I talk about on the podcast, the one that was the old food hall on Rue Vieux-de-Temple. And he was a point guard, I was a shooting guard, so we kind of didn't even face against each other so much. But skip ahead, 3 or 4 years, and I'd stopped playing there long ago, and I was in a supermarket, once again in the Marais. I had a face mask on, so did he, and one of us, I can't remember even, one of us went up to the other one and said, I see you holding kitchen towels, where did you get that from? And then we sort of realized that we'd spent 2 years playing basketball against each other. We looked below the mask. Oh, Fred, Oliver, how you doing? And we got talking. And it was at that point, I'd just seen this mammoth catfish pulled out of the Seine. And I showed him pictures of it. He said, that's nothing. He goes, I've caught a bigger one than that. And he started showing me pictures of these massive catfish. They're called silures in French, that he's pulled out of the Seine River. And I was like, I had no idea. We get talking. He says, one day, Oliver, I'll take you fishing with me. And that's exactly what happened about 2 weeks ago on a beautiful morning, very early in the morning. I met him on the Pont de Sully in Paris. That's the eastern edge of the Ile Saint-Louis, and we walked. You'll hear as we go, but we walked a lot. We didn't hang anywhere very long, and that was kind of the point of it. So it was kind of cool. There was that cool added layer to me. You don't know when you're playing basketball if you're playing against a fisherman or a banker or a brain sturgeon. Who knows? We're all just people. We're all just basketball players. We're all just prawns in the game, moving forward, trying to win. Anyway, here's the episode. I hope that you feel like you're in Paris with us. If you're hard of hearing, turn it up a little bit and you'll notice that Paris sound in the background. And if you really enjoy the show, don't be shellfish. Share it with your friends. And I'm not going to go on about it, but Patreon is the way the show exists. Patreon.com/The Eiffel Tower. I'd be gutted if you didn't jump on the opportunity to become a member of the Eiffel Tower. Listen, I'm going to get on with it. Imagine I'm on the scooter heading to the bridge. A perfect day to go fishing. Let's get into it. Okay, this adventure started. It is the sun's just risen, and as I drove across the Pont de Sully that goes to the Ile Saint-Louis, I parked the little red scooter on Quai d'Anjou, and that is exactly where I am now. I'm walking on towards the right bank to find Fred. In fact, as I was crossing that first bridge, I saw the Notre Dame resplendent in all its glory with the sunrise, bam, hitting it on the back, I guess. And everything felt right with the world. Even better now that I see Fred standing on the bridge. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, doing not too bad, actually.
You're very happy for so early in the morning?
Yes. It's Well, it's the best hour to see how Paris wakes up, and slowly by slowly the cars and the people are passing over. Well, it's welcome.
And this is your spot?
Yeah. This is the Seine River, and so it crosses Paris, and it's my playground actually.
Your playground. In
Yes.
fact, we met on my playground, which is the basketball court.
Yeah.
Now we're on your playground. Before we get into it, can you just give me an idea of what I can expect for the next few hours?
Well, my point is to show you to provide you another vision of fishing. What can be fishing inside the city, and I call this street fishing. So it's just you don't need a car. You need just your bike, and you fish right there. I mean, where you live. You need to move outside in the country. Everything happens here, and hopefully we can live some great adventure this morning.
I'm excited. I'm wondering, are the 3 baguettes, are they for us or are they for the fish?
Yeah, no, they are for the fish actually.
Oh, damn.
It's the very primary fishing, because many fish feeds on bread, actually, and even from the smallest fish to the biggest fish. And you have to know that right in the city, in this Seine River, there are some huge catfish living, up to 2.50 meters.
Okay, I think we'll talk about that as we get going. Shall we get? You're hooking up. You're what do you say? Spooling the reel, reeling the spool.
Yeah. Setting my gear, and we will start right after this.
Brilliant.
Just, I bring one word for you, if you like to try.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, sure.
So just to paint the picture for you a little bit, we're standing in the middle of this bridge, and the water at the bottom, it does really look like a whirlpool, and he was throwing this bread in. It was just spinning. And all the while he was looking out for fish. I didn't quite know what to expect, but I was very conscious of the early morning traffic behind us and wondering if we were even allowed to be out there. Fred, I've got a few questions already, and we've only just started. Firstly, is what we're doing illegal?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not supposed to fish from the bridge, actually. But honestly,
so yes, it is.
Well, everybody does, and it's not a big issue. Okay. It's not a big deal.
Okay, that was just
but,
a quick.
I have a license, and you're my guest, so you're welcome.
Okay, so I got some more practical questions. You've been throwing the baguette into what you call a contre-courant.
Yeah.
It's almost a whirlpool under the bridge, and so the baguette's sort of swirling around. And then you started explaining to me that it's a different kind of fishing. It's not like a hopeful fishing. I wanted you to explain it for the listeners at home.
Yeah, well, we have a certain idea what type of fish we want to catch. Actually, it's one of the biggest fish living in the freshwater, which is a giant catfish. So it goes up to 2 meters, 2.50 meters, and so we have a really, really heavy-duty fishing rods, and because this catfish can go up to 100 kilos,
right.
Actually. So it's like a big game fishing right in the middle of the city, but with bread you can catch a lot of different fish, like from chub, which is a small fish like a carp, and any type of fish will eat some bread. Yeah. But actually, it's like a chain food. When the small fish try to grab some bread, the big fish gets annoyed. Oh, there's something going on. Oh, there is some food over there, and so on and so on. So the chain food is what also I like to explain to the people I bring to the fishing. Is you have to understand there are so many fish living right in the Seine River. So yeah, it's good to know all these things. Yeah. And when you bring someone to the fishing, it's not only catching a fish. It's also learning some stuff from your city. What's living here?
I didn't think I'd heard chub before until we just saw that big one.
Yeah, chub. Chub is the main is the type of fish you can see almost every day in the Seine River if you have a good vision.
And how big would you say that one was that we just saw?
It's like 50 centimeters.
50 centimeters.
Yeah.
Okay. And last question before we get back to it. You didn't explain the idea of we're going to try and see the fish before we catch it. What's
Yes.
the deal there? That's not what
Yeah.
most people think of fishing, surely.
This type of fishing is a sight fishing. So first, you will see the fish, and it's a lot of excitement because it's not like blind fishing where you just cast and cast and cast. Just there. First, you're trying to attract the fish, see the fish, and then cast at it and catch it. But maybe we will just see the fish, but we can't catch it because he's so picky today, or for some reason we don't know. Just the point is, if my challenge is if you can see the fish, it's already good. I mean,
Yeah.
And I often say that fishing is like a little bit like surfing. It's like 95% is roaring, and 5% is really surfing on a wave.
Yeah.
Fishing is same. Like just 95% is searching, gearing up, baiting, and 5% is catching, or maybe you catch nothing. But at least you do something. And we are trying to make some adventure today,
I've got one last question before we continue. I know I said that already, but this is really my last question for a while. There will be listeners to this in America, in Australia, and around the world. You're using French baguettes, Parisian baguettes. Do you think that might be a problem for anyone hoping to catch a fish that doesn't have access to the best bread in the world?
No. It's just like I like to use baguette, and some of my friends and my fellows, they use like industrial bread, but I like baguette because it holds better to the hook. It's another quality.
There you go, guys. Okay, onwards with the fishing. Let's catch that monster. So we're out for a monster catfish. Could we catch it? How are we going to catch it in this podcast episode? You're going to find out soon. But I want to set the scene again because we recorded this podcast over a couple of hours, and obviously I didn't have a chance to interview about everything we were doing. But what happened is he threw these chunks of bread into that sort of whirlpool, and they spun around, and then eventually they sort of got spat out into the current. And they drifted further away. And with that, our piece of bread that was on the hook went further and further out, always with the other bits that he'd thrown out. And then eventually, it just got too far, and any fish that were close would be too far to reel back in. And so really quickly, Fred packed up his gear, reeled in the line, grabbed his baguettes under his arm, and we were off. Before I even had time to ask what was happening, we just started walking through the Ile Saint-Louis. Oh, and one other thing that was pretty fun is that Fred talked to the fish almost like as if they were like a baby or something. Like he was chatting with them. And I caught a little bit of it for you. Here's what it sounded like.
Allez là, il faut manger, là. C'est l'heure du petit déjeuner. Une bonne baguette bien fraîche. Elle est pas de la veille, hein. Ça c'est la baguette du matin. Du boulanger qui l'a fait avec amour. Alors il faut manger ça.
Okay, so we've just been on the Pont Marie?
Pont Marie, exactly.
And I said that it's a bit like speed dating what you're doing, because you're...
Yes, actually we are moving from one spot to another, and we don't stay long, like more than 20 minutes in the same spot, because if the fish rises up, we will see it very quickly. So... Well, we are always moving, and also it's the main thing about street fishing. You don't stay at the same place for a long time.
And so if the people want to imagine what we're doing now, we're walking along the Quai de Bourbon.
Yes.
And we're overtaking people. There's cars on my left. There's a French poodle approaching on my right. I'm not even kidding. Is that a French poodle? Is that what that's called? A poodle?
A poodle?
Yeah. What do you call that thing?
A caniche. Caniche, it's the name.
Okay, but you said that something interesting happened during COVID.
Yeah. So you have to know that Paris has a lot of boat traffic due to tourism, because sightseeing with the bateau mouche is very, very popular. And indeed, a very nice way to visit Paris is to visit it by the Seine River. You have a very nice overview. But as the tourist activity almost shut down, the boat traffic just nearly stopped. And what happened is the Seine River got super clear. It's unbelievable. You see there are two boats that just passed away here on the river, and the water just suddenly became very stained. So without any traffic, the water suddenly was super clear, like gin clear. We could see the bottom.
Wow.
And within 20 years, 30 years in Paris, I never see the bottom of my river.
Wow.
And then we see all the algae, the plants. It was like just they had another chance because the light could penetrate deeper in the water. So that was crazy. And also the nature came back suddenly very, very quickly because the photosynthesis, I don't know the name exactly, was much more active. So again, the nature just came back very, very quickly, just thanks to the COVID. I mean, in the Seine River, it was like amazing. Yeah?
Did that make it easier for fishing?
Not really, but we could see much more fish.
But did you get to go out fishing during the lockdown? Was that essential work for you?
Yeah. Like it's my job, so I do it. I did it during the COVID, of course.
Before
just 1 kilometer, it's okay. It's enough for me.
You live in the Marais.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that's lucky. Yeah. Before we go on, I just wanted to give you what your business is, a bit of a shout out. Like, what do you do?
Well, my main business was to be like a wholesaler for fishing tackle, like rods, reels, and lure. And also I developed some other activities around the street fishing, like a fishing school, like guiding, and I also designed some specific material for street fishing.
So you're all in with fishing. This is your whole.
Yeah, that's my life.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's not like you're an accountant on the side and you come.
No. Actually, and what is very bizarre is that my father's not a fisherman, so I was just someone. I mean, once I had a rod as I was a kid. I was just addicted to it.
From here in Paris, because you were born in Paris.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Paris.
Yeah.
And what I say, it's just the new generation of your friends are telling you how to fish. It's not your parents. So the way to learn is much more like skating or, like a group teach you how to fish and give you some advice. Well, you should use this material. So it really changed the way. Also, the fishing is integrated in a live city. Yeah. And when I created street fishing, it was like we don't need to wear some specific clothes like you can wear normally and go fishing 2 hours before going to work and then go to work. Yeah. And it's very immediate and very quick fishing.
Yeah. What happens if you catch a big fish and then you need to go to your job as an accountant? Someone else. What do they do? Just let it go again?
Yeah. It's based on catch and release.
Yeah. Do you,
only.
You never keep?
No. We never keep the fish.
I thought maybe there was some keeping.
No, at the saltwater side, yes, we keep some fish, of course. But in the Seine River, honestly, there is too much pollution. It's not the water itself, but the bottom. With the silk of it's been heavily polluted by metals and by some chemicals from the history, like from 15 years ago. So, but the water
2,000 years ago.
Well.
There's probably Julius Caesar's wedding ring down there. Somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before I wanted to ask you as well, magnet fishing.
Yes.
People that come and throw a magnet in. I bet there's amazing stuff in Paris. Do you ever see those guys?
Yeah.
Are they like enemies or are they the same
team
as you
absolutely
guys?
Not. I mean, they show how the Parisian they treat the water system. Like they dump some bicycles and.
That's true.
But honestly, it's only the visual pollution. It's not the big threat because I have also some funny story about the bikes in the water. Because when they empty the Canal Saint-Martin, which is like a side river to the Seine, it was like curated. It means they empty everything. So we figure out that when they refill it, any bike, any bottle thrown, it was like a harvest for the fish because they could hide. Well, they had nothing no other way to hide or to.
So basically, it was too clean when they dredged it out.
Exactly.
Do you know?
So-
have you heard stories about a possible crocodile in the Canal Saint-Martin?
No, but I caught a piranha.
Really?
Yeah.
In the canal?
Yeah, yes. I show you some picture.
So that's someone who's released it as a
Yeah,
pet.
exactly.
Because an old lady told me that she released 2 crocodiles there about 2 years ago. Yeah, she told me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think? Do you believe it?
Yeah, poor animal, I would say, because the water is so cold.
Imagine if they're still there and they're like 3 years old now.
No, I can't imagine. But there might be some surprise. I mean, even catching a piranha, it's like or exotic species like some tilapia or this is how they go. Okay, good. Some people they just empty the aquarium in the canal. So
What did you do with the piranha?
I release it back.
Man, so there's a
No,
piranha.
but the poor animal. I mean, it's way too cold for them.
Yeah. Okay, back to the Seine. What bridge is this that we're on now?
Louis Philippe.
Louis Philippe.
Louis
Okay.
Philippe, exactly.
We'll try our luck here. Let's get back to the bread. I should add that on the day that we were there, it was really still as well. Like the bateau mouche boats, the tourist boats, don't go out that early in the morning. There were hardly any other boats going out either. And the water was a really beautiful color. You're going to see, if you follow on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok sometimes, you'll see the beautiful color of the water as the sun rose. It was a great day to be out, and very rare for me to be out so early in the morning on the Seine River. Can recommend it if you are a tourist, even if you live here, to get out before everybody else and stroll along the lovely river. It reminded me a little bit of some of those old Hemingway books. I don't remember if he was a fisherman, but I know that he used to sort of watch those fishermen. Kind of reminded me of that a little bit. Anyway, we jumped over to the south side of the Ile Saint-Louis and we fished off that beautiful bridge, the main bridge there. All the while, people walking past saying hello to Fred. He's obviously a regular in the area. And then we crossed over to the Ile de la Cité, where Notre Dame looms above us, still under reconstruction. And that is where I had my final chat with Fred. Did we catch the monster? You're about to hear. Fred, we're standing right near the Notre Dame now.
Yes.
The sun has truly risen and the Parisians are awake.
Yes.
How many fish have we got?
We got nothing.
But are you, are you feeling...
I'm so sad. The fish in Paris is very shy.
I thought about that. Maybe they knew they would be recorded. People might be able to hear in the background those bells were from the Hôtel de Ville, the main one,
exactly.
in case they didn't believe that we were really standing where we are. But we've been to, 6 bridges now?
Yeah,
And-
almost.
And it's been very calm, but it's not been extremely fishy, has it?
Honestly, not. I mean, the big fish didn't show up. We've seen a lot of chub that are the main predators here with perch and zander, but the big catfish that we were aiming at, well, they must be sleepy. I don't know. Maybe they had a good party last night, or some good food. I don't know.
You said that there was the guy over there that was feeding bread to the ducks. Maybe that made a difference of the whole ecosystem, or is it like?
Oh no, they are very this giant catfish are very opportunistic. So maybe they just eat the bread from the guy that every day comes to the ducks and give them some French baguette. They are not there for the moment, but we tried our best.
Well, we did, I think, see one. That one that we.
Yeah, we saw one, but he was very far away and really shy. I mean, he didn't come up.
Yeah, he didn't show his. I mean, he splashed around, and you got a little bit excited.
Yeah, but I really wanted you to see it because it's really exciting. Yeah. Really.
Well, this is the last stop. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Actually, we are here. It's a good spot. A friend of mine caught some fish, and we have to try. Maybe the last cast will be the good one.
I've got a question for people visiting Paris. Maybe they're not going to fish, but maybe they're visiting and they like the river. Do you have any advice for how they can see a big fish? Like, is there a favorite spot where you can stand as a tourist or something?
Well, but right in front of Notre Dame, there is this little place.
We're pointing to the bridge that connects the Île Saint-Louis and the Île de la Cité.
Exactly.
Pont Saint-Louis.
Pont Saint-Louis. Yeah. And there are some kind of a weed area, like a weed beds. We call it weed beds. Yeah. And in this very shallow place, you can see a lot of fish actually. And sometimes you will see the big catfish roaming around, trying to eat the smaller one. Yeah. And the whole food chain, which is the idea of this small introduction to the fishing in Paris, street fishing in Paris.
And if people do happen to stand on Pont Saint-Louis and see a big catfish, take a nice picture.
Yeah,
should they tag you on Instagram or something?
Oh, I would love to.
What's your Instagram?
It's French Touch Fishing.
French Touch Fishing.
Exactly.
One long word.
Yeah, one long word. La pêche à la française. It's like the French way.
Okay, French Touch Fishing. Tag him in it. Tag me in it. I would like to see your big fish. I'm a little bit obsessed with big fish in the Seine.
Yeah, be back.
I'll come back for some fishing. But thanks very much for taking me on this adventure.
You're welcome, and it's a real pleasure. And well, you have to come back. That's all I can say.
And even with the final cast that we put out after we turned off the microphone, I'm sorry to say we didn't catch any fish, at least not on this day. But I will surely be out with Fred again. If you're interested in doing a tour with him, if you're a bit of an aficionado for this kind of thing, get in contact with him. You can find him on social media at French Touch Fishing or the website frenchtouchfishing.fr. Otherwise, maybe say hello to the fishermen you see as you pass around in Paris, and you might be talking to Fred himself. Anyway, that's enough for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for piranhas in the Canal Saint-Martin from now on. I already wasn't dipping my toe because of the crocodiles, but we sure learned a new one there. I want to say, if you're enjoying this show, if you've been binging on it, if you listen every week and you're thinking, I want a little more from it, let me tell you this. It's the start of October, the perfect time to sign up as a member. I was listening to a couple of other very popular podcasts this week, and they all begin with so many big ads about such irrelevant stuff. And I don't do ads on this show. All I ever do is I thank the members on patreon.com/the-earful-tower, where I put a whole bunch of extra content. And as I speak now, we're putting the finishing touches on the 5th edition to my PDF guide to Paris, which I sell on my website, but it's free if you sign up as a member at a mere $10 a month, which also unlocks so much extra content that you'd probably never even get through it all. Including, as I said in the weekly newsletter that went out on Friday, event invites again. Sometime in October, I'm going to do an event where I'm not going to publish where we're going to be, but I'm just going to invite friends of the show, and Patreon members. And I already know where it's going to be, but no one else does, except the owners of the spot. But look, you want to be on the inside club, that's all I'll say. Patreon.com/the-earful-tower. Thanks again to Fred for having me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, a bit different. One of the on-the-go episodes. I like to do it every now and again. I'll be back again on Monday with another new episode. I'll keep you guessing what it's going to be. But I've got some good stuff lined up, and I can't wait to share it with you. That'll do. Merci beaucoup, and au revoir.